early morning exercise, riding along the banks of Taihu. Probably not going to do the entire perimeter though, because it's about 400 kilometers. But 26 of them belong to Dongshan, so I might give that a go. Let's see how long I last. Going uphill now. It's a bit of a slog. The weather doesn't look too nice at the moment, but according to the forecasts, it's going to turn out to be a better day, I hope. So let's see what we can find along the way.
I'm pedaling around Lake Tai, or Taihu in Mandarin, which is China's third largest freshwater lake. The town of Dongshan is situated on a headland that sticks out into the lake's eastern corner. Here, I'm 30 kilometers southwest from Jiangsu province's second largest city, Suzhou.
Whew, getting a bit sweaty now, but I've heard that there's a village on the banks of Taihu Lake and it's called Xixiang Frog Village. I'm really curious to find out what it's all about. I'm pretty sure this is it.
Located at Dongshan's western tip, Xixiang is home to just over 200 people and 61 species of frogs. Frogs are bioindicators. In other words, their presence is a gauge of a healthy environment. This amphibian kingdom is the fruit of a rural reconstruction project aimed at preserving the village's ecological well-being and promoting ecotourism. And I get to meet the man behind it all.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
This Taiwanese designer was able to bring his unique cultural and creative concepts to the Chinese mainland with the support of Xixiang's village head, Mr. Lu. And with their team, they've transformed a poor backwater into a self-sustaining wonderland.
热爱在这种好山好水乡土里面去工作，因为都市的给我的感觉就会很压抑。希望能够借由一些文化创意的力量，一些新的点子，能够让这个村重新活化，而不是走老路子。我们在做的时候就发觉，在我们整个青蛙村，你就感受就会跟中国其他乡村不一样。对。但是又不会觉得太突兀希望说能够让更多年轻人有志回到自己的乡村里面去发展的时候，你不一定要受限于所谓的传统的思维。所以包括我们很多的东西跟生态都把它连接在，像你看到我们这种灯路灯，它很低，它一照出来的时候是一个圆形而已，看是看得到，但是这个圆形出来就有像那个荷叶一样，在地上一个一个晚上一个荷叶这样下去。青蛙有时候晚上它会吃一些昆虫，这个灯下面就会有一些趋光性的到这边，到这边来，它们就躲在这个圈圈旁边，然后去吃。
An enchanting atmosphere of rustic nostalgia fills Xixiang. I definitely haven't come across any other Chinese village like this, and yet it feels 100% authentic. Yes, it's rather avant-garde instead of the art, but importantly, it's respectful of the Suzhou region's elegant ambience and typical architectural style.
老船的时候，我们从西香港里面是把它给捞出来的。有这样的船，其实放在这里，我们认为它跟这个底的环境会更贴切。包括你看我们这个扶手，这个东西呢叫做橹，它要有当地的这个气氛，然后要把这种港口文化也带进去，而且价格又便宜。Nice。而且它又有历史。以前呢，这种橹它会在这边写上自己的名字。比如说你是那个最美丽小姐就是写在这个地方。
I'm more than impressed. The accommodation you can find here in Xixiang is worthy of a double spread in a super swanky travel magazine. Ultra modern yet earthy, and really just sublime. It's a decked out bed and breakfast place with an authentic feel and view. But perhaps best of all, and what I feel is the most exceptional aspect of Xixiang, is how it's been revived without obliterating the corroded, crumbling charm of the place. In fact, for me, the froggy graffiti and installations really add to it.
Just walking around this village, I really can't wipe the smile off my face because I just really love how the frog theme has somehow embraced all these old original elements and appearance of this village. I mean, look at this. It's, I think it's the drainage pipe from someone's kitchen and they've made it into a tongue. How cool is that? Super cute.
And with one last look behind at Lake Tai's amphibian dominion, I head to a very different place in Dongshan. Several kilometers inland from Xixiang lies An, a Buddhist temple nestled in greenery. The moment I step into the compound, a wave of tranquility engulfs me. Somewhere in here, veiled in vegetation, is a place of worship lined with famous Arhat statues. An Arhat is someone who has attained nirvana, the ultimate goal of the Buddhist path. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to find my way, and fortunately, there's someone who can show me.
紫金庵的历史呢，是南北朝要1500年左右啊，1500年。哇！紫金庵呢，这曲折通幽，很宁静，无处不提出一个古字啊。你看眼前呢，这棵是银桂，要500年。院子里面呢，有一个1000年老白果，1000年了。我们这里最古老的树的话呢，还在里面呢。1500年的黄杨树，现在进入紫金庵的核心部分。这是我们紫金庵的罗汉堂。
就我听说这里有3宝，是什么3宝？
第一宝就是三尊大佛的眼神，你不要认为他瘦得很小，眼开眼闭，但是眼神非常的灵活。你人在面前走来走去啊，只要你看他走，他的眼神照样会看着你。请往那边走，眼睛慢慢的
是吗？
转过去，啊，现在看没有啊？对，给你走过来，再从这边往那边走，他照
他还是跟着去，真的，yeah，
是不是啊？哎，
还是 really following me。
这双眼睛是慧眼，智慧的慧。
是怎么雕出来的？这个？
它主要呢利用房子的光线和角度的原理，哎。
The second and third treasures are the canopy on Buddha's palanquin and this handkerchief. Though they're moulded from clay, they're convincingly cloth with their soft folds rippling in the breeze. But these treasures aren't the only remarkable things about this place.
咱们紫金庵内罗汉像要800多年，800多年可以颜色这么鲜艳，那确实是了不起的。据专家们考证下来，这个颜色有3大类，一种呢叫矿物类，珍珠、玛瑙、翠彩、宝石、黄金、白银；一种叫植物类，东山是花果山，有自然的橘子、枇杷、白骨、杨梅、桃子、柿子；还有一种就是动物性的动物类，像猪血、牛血、鸡血、鸭血等等。
These Arhats, or Lohan in Mandarin, were crafted with lifelike countenances and proportions, making them national cultural relics.
You know, out of all the 16 Lohan sculptures in here, I think this one is definitely my favorite. Not just because it's got a blue beard, but because of its expression and the detail, you know, the folds in his clothing and the way his head is a little bit tilted, listening to the spirit creature telling him something while he's watching the door, because that's his role, he's guarding this place. You know, it's incredible that these sculptures, these clay effigies, have been here for 800 years, and yet they're still so intact and so beautiful.
Behind the Arhat hall, I find a man stooped over his wooden workbench, absorbed in chiseling masterpieces of his own.
这是什么东西？
这是沉鱼念，它是太湖底下的泥，经过太湖水的不断流动沉淀，经过几亿万年的地壳运动形成的是材料。它的特点细腻滑爽，做念台发木快，不伤毫，摸一下特别细腻，
对，很滑 ，almost as smooth as a baby's bottom， 也很重，
哎，蛮重的，它的密度高，
雕了多少年了？
我雕了33年了。我是祖传的。我老爸从小的时候，我就看着我老爸做念台，做了念台嘛，出口到日本、新加坡、韩国。哎，那个时候我们村上好多人，几乎是每家每户都做念台为生。
那你有传给你的孩子吗？
没有，我儿子学了3个月跑了，嫌苦嫌累。 一下子不是1天2天能够学会的。对。
I watch Mr. Qian at work, admiring his focus, his precision, his strength. I'd give up too, after 3 minutes.
我带你去看看我做的作品。
好啊，好啊。现在有很多人买那个砚吗？
也现在也不多，
不多了
主要是现在写字的人太少了。
哦，
我给你看看啊。
好。
就像这个砚台。
Inkstones are mortars used for grinding and holding ink, and were an essential stationary tool for ancient scholars. Evidently, they're not just functional, they're exquisite works of art. And they're not the only thing that Mr. Qian can carve. Tea time, anyone?
That's such a nice view, all these tangerine trees outside. I'm now in a little tea house that's right next to the temple, and I can't wait to get my hands around a warm cup of tea because it's just kind of getting a little bit chilly now.
It is autumn after all. So with a plate of seasonal ginkgo nuts, I've ordered steaming Biluochun tea, a local beverage that's often regarded as one of the 10 great Chinese green teas. Ah, that's better. A well-deserved breather before we continue our Dongshan journey. Coming up next on Travelogue, we're up before the sun. A fun pre-dawn grocery run at the local morning markets. And yep, we're at it again, eating our way through Dongshan. In this episode, we continue our jam-packed voyage on and around the enormous Lake Tai. From autumn eats and amphibian villages to the everyday lives of the locals, whether butchers, farmers or retirees, this is the second of a two-part series in delightful Dongshan. While much of China is still sleeping, the locals of Luxiang village on the banks of Lake Tai are up and ready for some shopping by lamplight. I'm not exactly a fan of getting out of bed before sunrise, especially not to do my groceries, but here it's just the way it's always been. It's not even 5:30 yet in the morning, but this market is already bustling. And I've got this young, lovely hotel owner with me. And she's going to show me where she goes to buy her vegetables and other ingredients for the meal that we're going to eat later today. So this is the Hu sheep, the lamb that they take home wrapped in leaves, and then they put it in their noodles in the morning for brekkie. It's the meat of a local breed of sheep, and people here love it. Yeah, it's a pretty hearty breakfast, eh? Getting up early may be a chore, but it means the produce you can buy is really, really flounderingly fresh. Wow. That is gigantic! What a monstrosity of a fish. Down here in Dongshan, the veggie range is far more varied than in northern China. There are greens that can't be grown in Beijing. Well, different climate, different cuisine.
帮我称一点水芹。可以吗？哎。这个是当地的一种糕点，比较特色的糕点，猪油糕。
哦，
猪油糕啊，老祖宗传下来的。
是吗？
哎，我们过年的时候，家家户户都要做那个年糕，上面有核桃、松子肉、瓜子肉、红枣、红丝露丝，还有蜜枣。
好吃吗？
好吃，
非常好。
要不要尝一点？
好，
我去拿布刀。
好啊。Getting some of these traditional breakfasts in my belly will be good.
这女子好吃。
好吃吗？
好吃。这个卤汁也好吃。
还有这个呢，寿桃。我们生了小孩，就是要外婆要带到那个南家去。这个叫寿桃。
I think it's a form of longevity. so it represents longevity. It's like, here you go, here's for you and your little baby. Oh, 好，
尝，
谢谢。
来，
啊，谢谢谢谢。
还有你们两位要，
That is really good. It's
想
sweet.
是再蒸一下还要软，它吃来有点硬的意思，硬的意思。
So it's yeah,
香不香？
it's a bit gooey, yeah, bit gooey, but I love
还要
it.
香。
Anything glutinous is delicious, even though it sticks to my teeth.
味道好不好？
It's really good. 好吃，好吃。你们每天都这么早来？
我们老公北路2点半就要起床啦。
2点半
啊，
是吗？
到东山吃杀猪。
Oh wow.
这个杀猪也是他爸爸传下来的。
Oh. Wow. So 2:30 in the morning they have to.
他杀了一个人，放在正灯上的也。
This guy's a clown.
这个人肉包子，人家吃的香了。
These villages are so cute. I love it.
Later on in the day, during my preferred standard hours of consciousness, it's time for one of my favourite pastimes eating, thanks to a culinary genius, the in-house chef at Luxiang's Lantingyuehu Hotel.
So this chef, Chef Zhu, you know what? His ancestors actually cooked for the emperor. How crazy is that? That's incredible. But now he's going to prepare for us an autumn feast. So right here in front of us, we see some specialties that are found in autumn. And these are the ingredients that we'll be using later.
这里泰国最出名的就是泰国晒排嘛，
Ah, Taihu300.
这是泰国白鱼，
Aha.
这是泰国鲶鱼，
White bait.
这是泰国的排虾。
White shrimp.
白鱼呢最好，我们一般都是新鲜的，最好泰国的起来就上嘛最新鲜了，你放冰箱总归不那么好。这个是菱角，这个藕，
Ah, lotus root.
这个鸡头米。吹甜嘛，这个最有名的晒宝的，我们素食上面一般都是用甜的为主的，再放一点料酒，
一定很好吃的。
好了哇，好了哇，
Let's do this.
I watched Chef Zhu cook up a Suzhou storm. Suzhou cuisine is recognized for its subtle and sweet flavors, which come from meticulously selected ingredients and consummate kitchen skills. Here in Dongshan, gourmet culture is deeply entrenched, taking advantage of Lake Tai's plentiful aquatic produce and the sundry assortment of vegetables. Chef Zhu's movements are famously nimble, and within minutes, lunch is served.
Oh my gosh, there's so much food. It's truly a royal banquet. 最好吃的就是
那样的好吃，泰国白鱼，肉质是细腻鲜美。
Oh, it's so soft. It just falls apart in my mouth. It's really fresh as well. I don't really like stuff that's too fishy, but this is really, really good.
再尝尝白虾，
好。
它会比较有弹性，就是不会很死气的那种。
对，我也觉得 it's like
对
it's really squishy.
Yeah.
Everything between my chopsticks is perfectly balanced. I'm in gastronomic heaven right now. Good food, good company. What could be better?
Even vegetables are delicious. What I really like about Dongshan cuisine is that it's so local, but also it's presented so like in such a sophisticated style, and the taste is so delicate and fresh. It's beautiful. 好吧，我们吃吧。开动吧。
Coming up next, a look into the locals' lives in Dongshan, from horticulturalists on a minuscule Lake Tai island to retirees whose idea of everyday entertainment is probably not like yours. 48 islands on Taihu, and only several of them are inhabited. One of them is called Yushan Island, and I've heard that it's quite a jewel on the water because it's largely unsullied by tourism. Now, this gentleman here is going to take me across on this ferry. So, let's do it. Ciao! Just yeah. Here we go. 很快就到了吗？ 2分钟. So quick, 2 minutes and we'll be there. Well, here's some quick trivia for the quick ride. Lake Tai is believed to be a colossal water-filled crater formed by meteor impact 70 million years ago. Cool fact, hey? For me, it's the first time ever setting foot on an inhabited island of such teeny tiny proportions. The landmass is just 0.3 square kilometres, around 3/4 the size of Tiananmen Square, surrounded by spans of silver swells. Just a handful of families call Yushan Island home, living extraordinarily simple, natural lives. And like many rural villages in China, it's the oldies and their grandkiddies who've stayed. Oh gosh. And their pets. I instantly fall in love with the place. Its bucolic clutter, its mossy cobblestone paths, its unruly foliage and the glistening Lake Tai. And the people, tough and industrious, surviving off the land. Their main source of income is tangerines, which ripen in the autumn. The island is draped in trees with branches that droop with the weight of these luscious citrus fruits. Those harvested from Yushan Island are known for being extra sweet because of the copious sunshine they get. Ah! Takes a lot of concentration. While I'm mucking around, the locals are hard at work. And now I feel like an idle, ignorant circus fool. Wow, that is a really heavy load. Okay, back to taking my job more seriously then. It's time to find out what day-to-day life is like for the villagers of Yushan Island. So now we're following one of the farmers, one of the locals on this island, and he's gonna take me up to where he's got some tangerine trees. Every family on this island has a patch of land to grow tangerines, and it's just about peak tangerine season, so baskets fill up fast. After a short uphill climb, we reach a clearing. 刚采的。
那我们这样采。多水啊！
没事没事。可以用手采的吗？
所以我被弄坏的。
会啊，哦。
要坏的。
It's raining again. 可以吃了吗？现在？
可以。无种子的。
No. That is so cool. Seedless tangerines. 我也可以爬吗？
摔跤的你不要爬，要摔跤的。你不会要摔跤的，小心啊。It may look effortless, but the fruit is so, well, fruitful that it's back-breaking work, not to be taken lightly. 一棵树上就200斤。200斤。我们种了200斤。Whoa, that's 100 kilos of tangerines a tree. 你采橘子的时候，一般都是采多久了？不一定，弄这么就有的时候采1天都有。采1天都有的。Yum! It's so sweet and seedless. But tangerines aren't the only cultivated produce on Yushan Island. It's like a living, growing market here. 你小心滑着。好，谢谢。这个枇杷花。哦。这个枇杷花要拿掉。哦。外面的穿头。哦。明年长芽出来。哦。再明年是长的，就这样拿了，这样拿掉了。哦，就是这样。啊，这个也要拿掉。就是这样拿。哦。这个茶树。茶树。茶树。哦。Tea plant。这个杨梅。这怎么分？哦，就是那个树。哦，杨梅。I think it's some sort of berry, waxberry, I believe. 还有什么树这里？板栗。Oh, that's the chestnut. So interesting how there are all these different types of trees planted in the same area. Besides horticulture, the Yushan locals also raise fowl.
It's a small, self-sufficient community with enough to provide subsistence and modest luxuries. It's a lifestyle that I could never adopt, but I can appreciate. Anyway, with a raucous send-off, I say goodbye to the island. It's back over the shimmering Lake Tai for us, back to the peninsula. Of course, some Dongshan residents are retired, so life now is a little less demanding for them. I didn't quite expect to be going to a senior citizens community centre this soon in my life, but I'm not going to say no to some local traditional entertainment.
这是每天来的吗？
没几来点，
每天来的。
没几来点。
你喜欢看吗？
喜欢，
喜
看明天修的，好听。
再大了，93岁了。这个老爸再大了，年纪再大了。你去采访他了。
This old bloke here is 93 years old. 爷爷你好。怎么样啊？爷爷，你每天都有来看这个平台吗？来听？
他还在干。
听不懂，听不懂。That's alright. He's 93 and he's still here.
车也不走了，车也不顺了啊，走过来了。
走过来的。你还是干活。
I didn't grow up with grandparents, so I've always had a special, unoccupied space in my heart for other people's ones.
Pingtan is a regional variety of the short tongue, which is speak and sing, a form of storytelling. Now, it originated around this area about 400 years ago. It still remains immensely popular as everyday entertainment for us.
明日中举也先生，大为隆中之年内的信仰。
The audience is hushed, allowing the music to wash over the room like the luminous waters of the lake. The intoxicating twangs of stringed instruments, their hypnotic, lyrical voices. For some, it's like having an afternoon nap while listening to the radio. For others, it's like watching a play. Even though I don't understand the dialect, Pingtan speaks and sings to me with its rhythm and refrain. And it compares in beauty with the sunset over Lake Tai.
You know, autumn has always been my favourite season, and it's the best time to come to Dongshan, especially if you're a seafood fiend. Now, yes, you can listen to Pingtan with the oldies and go for a stroll through villages where, you know, tradition meets modernity, but perhaps best of all, you can gorge yourself on imperial autumn feasts and juicy tangerines and, of course, the hairy Taihu crab. I reckon I've gotten a pretty good taste of autumn in Dongshan. My name's Dui. See you next time on Travelogue.